Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're gonna be doing a really quick procedural design with some clamped noise. This is gonna let you do an animation where it kind of pushes through an entire iteration of something. That way it will kind of have an effect that looks like this. We're gonna dive right in and make that scene. So first things first, we're gonna do is we're gonna come here and we go to geometry nodes, new, and it's on this mesh, this cube. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna make a grid. And we're gonna have two grids, or I guess two mesh to points. Mesh to points. And then from here, what we're gonna do is make it so that these points are tessellated correctly. So the way to do this is we're gonna have it like this, as we can see right here. And then what we're gonna do right here is do Control-Shift-D, do faces, and then we're going to join it together. So both points are coming together, and now we're kind of seeing this in the face as well. So now we have this nice kind of clean grid, which could look like a what's it called? Which could look similar to a hexagonal tiling pattern. Cool. And so when we have these, what we want to do is then instance some geometry on it. So let's do that instance on points. I'm adding a little break back here and a subdivide mesh. So if we want to, we can always add more points. See right here? Now we can increase it however we want. So let's just continue here and let's do a cube. So cube, pop it in here. Now let's change the size of the value. If I can type value. Pop it in there. It's like 0.1. And then what we're going to want to do here is also transform the cube. So we're going to do transform. And then we're going to rotate on the Y. Just kidding. Rotate on the Z by 45. And then now they're all kind of lining up. And now we're going to want to pull these in order to get this to kind of look like it's meshed out correctly. Let's increase the resolution one more time. And maybe now expand it out. So back here on the grid, we're going to make it a bit fatter, or I guess longer. A bit more spaced out. How is that looking? Looking pretty good. I think I like it. I can dig it. It's nice. Then from here, this is kind of the main shape has been defined. And then after this, what we're going to want to do is rotate it again. So rotate instances. And then it's on the Y. There we go. That's the effect. See, on the Y it's coming, but now it's intersecting too much. So we're going to pull it out. I think it's looking good. And what we can do as well is set up the camera. So let's do that really quick. And it's Control-Alt-0. Now the camera is there. And we're going to make a little scene. Change the camera to be orthographic, zoom in the scale, and then we're probably going to actually also increase the count. So we're going to need to change this a bit. So let's just go a bit more in. Nice, it's looking good. And then now we have kind of the main everything set up. So we have the camera set up, we have the grid of cubes set up. We also now have this kind of ready to go. So what we're going to use is a noise texture. So noise texture right here. Now what we're going to use is a random value. And then we're going to clamp it. So we also want to choose how many seconds we want this to last. So let's just play around with this for now. Let's just say 60. Start it off at 0. And then this can be back at 0. Fantastic. And so then we're going to take a scene time, divide this by the total number of frames. Let's just do 60. So we have that. And then what we're going to want to do is take this random value and pipe it into the rotation. So to make these sockets match, we're going to do a combine XYZ on the Y. And then also too, I think we want this to start 45 degrees. Perfect. Nice. Okay, so we can have it start here and end there. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. So now we have this coming in. And what we want to do is we want to take these and then subtract. So we're going to do a math node. And we're going to say subtract. And we're going to go this from this. Pipe it in. And let's see what happens when we just... So now look at this. So it's coming in right here. It's not working, right? It's kind of looping and going forever. That's because it's going past the value of 1. So what we know right here is we have from 0 to 1 right here, and from 0 to 1 for the random value. So for this subtraction, we push clamp. It will then clamp the overall rotation to stop. So you see right here, it goes 1. So the main thing we know is we would not want it to go 1, we want it to go pi. So we take this, we're going to multiply, and we're going to say pi. Because that's a radian for a full half rotation. There we go. See that? Now we have this animation basically all done. And I think, is there... No, it's fine. So then we can change the seed of this right here. Now we'll change which of the cubes move first. So that's kind of the main effect. After that, we're just going to texture it out and render it out. It's really that quick. So let's just talk about this one more time to make sure everyone kind of understands what's happening. Back here, we're taking a grid, we're dividing it a bunch, making points, using those points to make a instanced grid of cubes. Before we're instancing it, we're transforming it by 45 degrees on the z-axis, so it's kind of tip pointing up, right? Then we're rotating it once again 45 degrees on the y-axis, so it starts with all of them looking like this, right? And then we'll end with all of them looking like this because we're doing the same thing with the scene time right here. And then we are, then we're taking all of these and rotating it across. And that's using a clamp to make sure that it doesn't go past 1 between this random value. And that's how it works. So the main question here, right, is we're saying at 60 frames, like, it's not finished the animation. It takes over 120. At 120 is when it finishes. Why is that? It's because we're subtracting 1, essentially, that this is the random value. We're letting it go up to 1, that's the total random value, by the overall scene time. So that means the actual total frames would have to be 120 for this to be done. So if we go like this, it will work. Everything's rotating, and at 120 it will loop. Perfect. Right? It's looking good. So the main next thing to think about is the overall timing of this. To shift this, we would change this value right here, or we can also change the multiplication. No, the way to shift all of this is change this value right here, the number of frames and how quickly it's happening. We can also change the interpolation as well, like normal, with a float curve, and pipe that in to kind of get kind of stranger or more interesting and nuanced kind of like motion of the cubes themselves. But I kind of like how this feels. It kind of sticks and ends, looks nice. So the last kind of thing to think about is so that's kind of everything. So I think you guys kind of all get it now. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I really appreciate the comments, and feel free to let me know what you guys want to see for the next one. Hope to see you in the next tutorial.
Augury.